Hello everybody and welcome back for some weekly VR news. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. This is going to be a massive update video because there are tons of different things going on in the VR world, all of them positive except for the recent crash and burn of the Visor VR headset demo. But besides that, we have plenty of new surprise game announcements. Meta Connect is right around the corner, and I also have some pretty high expectations for that, and we even have a brand new headset from HTC to discuss. Now there are of course links and timestamps if you want to skip ahead, but before we jump in, this video is brought to you by Bulletstorm VR. Not only have the developers spent 8 months patching this game into a highly polished experience that we truly deserved, but they're also now releasing the title on Pico headsets, and they're introducing a brand new Horde mode. So get ready to jump back into some mature themed, testosterone-filled action where you slaughter tons of enemies with an array of truly unique weapons. So if Bulletstorm wasn't quite up to your standards when it originally released, or you already enjoyed the game and you're looking for some more action, it's time to jump back in for some good old-fashioned vulgarity and some brutal trick shot executions. Okay, so let's start this video off like normal with the check-in, and as you guys may notice, I probably sound a little bit different because I'm not home on my normal equipment. I'm actually currently in Florida for a special team building exercise with my talent agency. We're also going to check out some exciting VR stuff that I plan to showcase later in the week, and then I'm going straight from here to Meta Connect. The whole VR world has been really popping off for me lately, and I gotta thank you guys for making that happen, because if it wasn't for the fans and you guys watching, I wouldn't be able to do this, so thank you very much, and let's not waste any more time on the check-in. But moving into this week's new game releases, first up is Metal Hellsinger. Now I've already mentioned this game plenty of times. It's a rhythm-based shooter that'll have you taking down demons, and it previously released on flat screen to very good reviews. Now I tried the demo and the game is pretty damn awesome in VR, and I'm definitely planning to showcase more of this game in a future video. But if shooters aren't your style and you're looking for more of a storyline, I highly recommend you also check out Escaping Wonderland. Escaping Wonderland is an extremely charming, story-driven puzzle title set in the world of Alice in Wonderland. I got to demo this title at Gamescom, and while it's not my typical go-to genre, I was extremely impressed. Now it obviously reminded me a little bit of Moss, but there's no combat or platforming in this title. It's all about puzzles and that storyline. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I would highly recommend this game. And last up, we have a sci-fi themed extraction title called Astro Hunter. This is another game I previously tried to demo for, and I thought it showed a lot of promise, but it was a bit buggy at the time. Conceptually, it was a bit like No Man's Sky meets Ghost of Tabor, as it includes those typical PvP and PvE options, but I was just really excited to see this type of game set in a sci-fi world. Now hopefully it's improved a bit since that demo, and I've only currently tried it on PC VR, so I'm really curious to see what this game will be like on Quest. We're also finally getting a full mixed reality experience. The galaxy exploring adventure Starship Home is also releasing this week, and it'll be the first time we go on a full journey in mixed reality. Now this is obviously a younger themed title, and I know mixed reality isn't for everyone, but if you do enjoy those experiences, I think this is going to be the best one yet, and I am planning some full coverage for later in the week. But I'm sure you've already heard of most of these games, so let's move on to some new announcements and game updates. We just got the early access announcement trailer for the highly anticipated game Thrill of the Fight 2. Releasing in November, we'll finally get to experience that game's amazing physics-based combat in the multiplayer arena. This will include both skill-based matching, plus direct matches, and you'll also have the option to customize your avatar. The original Thrill of the Fight is an all-time classic, and still one of the best boxing games ever made in VR. So I'm looking forward to the near future to find out just how much better this sequel will be. Now another highly anticipated title is also approaching its full release. After nearly 8 years in development, the mech shooter Iron Rebellion is adding its final updates and then entering full release. Now if you're a fan of something like Titanfall, this should be your go-to game. Now I've heard amazing things about this title, but I've been holding out for full release. Now the developers are also planning to give this a full flat screen mode shortly after that full VR release, so hopefully that helps keep the player base up, and we finally get the solid mech shooter in VR that we deserve. Now for the sim fans out there, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is launching in the near future, and it is coming immediately with VR support. Now the 2024 version has added career and challenge modes, and there's also been a slew of additional updates to make this the most realistic version yet. Now I know flight sims aren't for everyone, but if you are a fan, there's really nothing better than these titles. Now if you'd rather remain grounded, we finally got an update on the racing title Exocars. Now the studio's previously released 2 other racing games, both with a futuristic theme. Now we're taking it down to some dirt roads in what they're calling an unparalleled buggy racing experience. We'll just see about that as this title's releasing in the near future. But for now, let's move into some new hardware news, starting with the Visor HMD demo crashing and burning. Now if you're not familiar with this headset, it was being produced by the software company that makes Immersed, which is an application to help you work inside of VR. The headset was promising some insane features, like 4K micro OLED displays, inside of a form factor that looks like a normal pair of glasses. Now, they recently flew some media out across the world to check out this headset, and unfortunately they couldn't show off the headset working. Apparently a firmware issue broke the headsets, and there was no live demo at all. Additionally, there's some bait and switch style elements going on with the future of this headset, like that whole glasses form factor won't be real. But for an additional information, I highly recommend you guys go check out the latest article from Upload VR, as they talk about their personal experience. I also had a handful of friends at the event, so I'll be picking their brains too in the near future. But while we're on the topic of new headsets, HTC is back with their Vive Vision Focus. Now, I've actually had this headset for over a week, and I'm dying to talk about it. Hopefully I could post it in the near future because, like I said, there's a lot to talk about. And surprisingly, most of it's good. Now, before we get into today's last topic, I have one more quick sponsor for today. And thanks again to Bulletstorm VR for sponsoring today's video. Now, I know the original launch of this game was quite rocky on some platforms, and I even got some heat for originally sponsoring the title. However, I still stand by the fact that I enjoyed the game. It had a nice old school, ultra-violent vibe to it, and I have since tested out their latest updates, which definitely addressed the vast majority of the user complaints. And now I'm definitely looking forward to the release of the new Horde mode, because I always enjoy some fast-paced combat that you could just jump right into. So like normal, right before MetaConnect, it looks like something leaks, almost as if planned, and it appears that the Meta Quest 3S will officially be $300. Apparently Peacock released an ad too soon and someone noticed. So just like all the rumors speculated, it looks like the Quest 3S will be $300 for a 128GB model, and all the other remaining question marks will be answered this week at MetaConnect. And that was today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. And as always, I'll see you guys on next time.